Dennis, even though you're not here, I know you're listening. I love you.
Good point.
Yay.
Hi, Harry.
Harry.
Oh, hi.
Hey, Harry.
Hi. Alex. Hi.
Hello.
Hi,
Hey,
Galicia.
Julie's here.
Hi,
Yahoo.
Julie.
Judy.
Hey, Julie. Brian. Hi, Julie. Hi, Olga
Hi,
Julia.
Judy.
Hi.
I'm Diana Cairo. I saw your
Wendy.
name, but I don't see you.
Hi,
Hi, Diana.
Hey, Diana.
Hi,
Hi,
Diana.
Julie. Hi, Judy.
Hi, Olga Lucia, Diana
Hi,
Cairo.
Esther Nash. Hi, Esther.
Esther.
Welcome.
Hi, everybody.
Hi,
Hi, Erica.
Erica.
Hi, Erica.
Hi.
Beautiful smiles.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess everybody's happy.
Yes.
Hi, Diana.
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
I like your
They're
purple,
not getting
Diana.
Brenda yet, so. But Bev is here. Bev, will you say hi to everybody?
Hi, everyone. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Bev.
Hello. Can you see me?
No, just
Not
for
yet.
stealing.
Where?
Yeah.
Not yet. Not yet?
The white
How about now?
I do not see
Yeah.
you.
I see an empty square. No.
Uh-oh.
Empty square.
that you're stealing.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Is that your neck?
You're right.
Oh,
Oh, there you are.
That's better.
There you go.
There she is. Yay.
Hi, Bev.
Hi, Dad.
Hey.
Welcome, welcome.
Hello.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sometimes when there's not a picture, do you see this, Peter? Sometimes when there's not a picture appearing, at least on my phone, it appears the square and then a triangle
Right.
and an exclamation point, which is a dot and a line.
Hey.
You're right.
Wow.
You're right. You're
Well,
right.
I
Good
use
analysis.
exclamations for quantum singularity. So if you see something from me with an exclamation, that means quantum singularity.
Nice. I love it.
Cool. That's cool. Good to know.
And I'll only use one exclamation in an email. Yeah. And that's because that's the most important point.
Yeah, I noticed it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Now I get it.
Using all these subtleties to communicate with you all. Even though your consciousness doesn't get it. You get your magnificence. Or your magnificence wants me to say that to help you.
Aw, who's that, Wendy?
Yeah, who's that, Wendy?
This is my grandson.
Oh.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to the call.
What's his
His name is
name?
Orion. Like
Orion.
Orion.
Nice.
Orion.
Hi, Orion.
It's a magnificent name.
Brian.
Very cool.
Very cool indeed. Hi, Orion.
Thank you. He's a cutie.
Yeah, for sure. Yuri, are we recording, my
Yes.
dear?
Yes,
Hi, Alfred.
Thank
I'm
you,
recording.
Yuri.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Yuri, you're the great.
Hi,
So
Diana.
let everybody say hi to each other.
Hi, Alex.
Hi.
Hi.
Everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Yay.
Hi, everybody. Hi. Hi, Catherine.
I welcome you all.
Hi, Alfred.
Oh, Catherine.
Hi, Alfred.
Hi.
I've seen you.
Everybody. Alfred.
Hello.
Alfred.
Hi, Alex.
Catherine's here.
Erika, Esther, Nari.
Hello.
Lovely to see you. Hi.
Beautiful
We can spend-
smiles.
Hi, Yuri.
Hey.
We can do this all day.
Hello, hello, forever. All day long.
Lucia.
Hi, Olga Lucia.
Cats and dogs.
Hi, Sandra.
Sandra. Yay.
Although for me, with night long.
Who is that?
Hi, Alfred.
Hi.
Oh, Alfred. Nice to
Oh,
see
that's Alfred.
you.
Is that Alfred?
Noreen.
From them,
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Bernadette.
Oh,
Hey,
hi, Bernadette. Yay. Catherine.
Bernadette.
Hi, Elaine.
Bernadette.
Lee is here.
good,
Hi,
so
yeah.
good, so good to
Jan.
see you.
Hey, Bernadette. Hi, Julie.
Hey.
Hi, Claudia. Yes.
So much
Yeah.
fun.
Julie just flashed.
Thank you for saying my full
Brian.
name.
Hi, Noreen.
Always Olga Lucia,
Noreen.
always.
Yes.
Noreen. Julie's trying to get on and she's having a problem.
Okay,
Who's having a problem?
I've been ringing her, so I can't do much more than that.
Who?
Oh, that's all you can do. I just wanted to let you know if you could ring her again. Thank you.
Yeah. As long as my controls don't freeze, I'm doing it.
Julie? Because I see Julie.
Hi.
Yeah, there's
Well,
Julie.
Julie, I think she said.
There's
Julie.
Billy.
Hi,
Billy
Jesus.
Love.
Hi,
Julie.
Bernadette.
Hi, Felicia.
So good.
Billy, not coming today.
All right.
So
She'll keep
I'm
trying.
gonna do something
Hi,
that
Billy.
I've never done before.
Okay.
Really?
Will dramatically accelerate every one of you. Brian, was that you, Brian?
Here he
Oh.
is. Hey,
Yep,
Brian.
there's
Hi,
Brian.
Hi,
Brian.
Brian. Sorry, Peter.
Brian?
Can you repeat? I didn't quite get what you were saying.
This will accelerate you, everybody on the call, everybody who listens. Not as much as if you're on the call, but for the live, it will accelerate you dramatically.
Nice one.
Hey, Bonnie.
It's
Here
been
we go.
Peter, before you do that, can we ask everybody to mute, please?
Yeah.
He's driving.
Thank you.
Please mute. Okay.
Can the driving people mute now, please?
Okay, we will.
Thank you.
Thank
Sorry.
you.
Thank you.
Love you guys. Drive safe.
I'm in one place now.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
All right. I'm going to read from the website because it's taken almost 16 years to get to this point. And that's where the whole story, the entire story, is at the very top of the home webpage. And it says, you come from quantum. You have all, I'm going to read it, and then editorialize when appropriate. You have always existed, always, starting as an endless dot. No death of the quantum you is ever possible. And by the way, an endless dot in 3D is a sphere. So the reality is it is a sphere like planets and Earth. But it's just as good calling it a dot. So you have always been moving, quickening to a higher level. Eventually, you started to know. KNOW. Then something new happened, but not yet in balance. So our once we balanced it, our no grew by the balance new. And we spent over 5,000 supercycles doing that.
Whoa.
Being one, the only thing we could do is be a dot or include the new. So even then, you were different. We are all different. Or being a triangle. So, and one supercycle is a long time. We deal with days. Supercycles each have 34 trailing zeros. We've had 500,000 trailing zeros of experience already. We only have 4 billion to go, and then our experiences will become more subtle. Then, from that pot of one, 2 teammates, 2 triangles, empty, left one to start oneness. 4 letters. That was it. We added 4 letters. And we've now done it for 500,000 supers, 500,000 trailing zeros. So, and we had to have a field to do this in. And so we've been decorating the triangles, and practicing and using bright lights of truth since within creation's morphogenetic fields. We have removed the baggage of what does not work by analyzing a dot and moving forward through these 50 steps, the ones I'm going to go through. So we have a lot of practice. 500,000 trailing zeros. That's a lot. Take my word for it if you don't believe me. That is a lot. Now, the steps of eliminating baggage, you have to know what's good and what's bad. You can't do it without knowing that. You can't do it without experiencing that. There's a message coming through from Jilly that she can't connect right now because they're having a power failure. But she'll get this because she's with us. All right. So when you eliminate digital gaps each day, you're doing that from the quantum analog of your mastery. For now, I do that every day. And I basically use 4.5 seconds because that gives her consciousness. So, dot, line, triangle, balance, grow, magnificence, who are all connected. My session has expired. Alright, so I'm going to log in again. But anybody have any questions? Well, I'm logging in.
Not so lies.
We can still
Well,
hear you perfectly. Yeah.
Good.
I can say I have been reading as much as I can that last the entry that you made in the last few days, and each time I go, there's a little more, and it feels so positive, so much positivity.
Yes.
It's been wonderful. So thank you, Peter. It was amazing.
Thank you, Nuno.
It is amazing.
Yes.
I'm back. So
Ditto.
I wanted to. Can I tell
Please.
you? I told this story to some of the group, as Dennis is called, but I would like to tell you that when I start seeing in the website the dots, that we were dots, it reminded me of a dream, a very vivid dream I had several years ago, where we were a lot of beautiful spheres in this space, and all of us were spheres, beautiful, the different colors. I was a blue one, and it was gorgeous, and we were happy, and we were jumping up and down. And I woke up, and I told my husband, I think I was a little dot, the sphere in the space, and I was blue, but there were other colors, pink, yellow, you name it, all colors.
Yay.
And we were so happy. So when I saw that on the web page, I was, oh wow, I can't believe this. It's amazing.
that really is. And if really we are dots, we're actually spheres, but everything else, lines, triangles, magnificences, it's all part of the expanding dot. Sure. Colors are very important. Sounds are very important. It's just, but it all, I could have a list of one.
Yeah, I think colors, Peter. I think colors are very, very important because one of the things I remember the most after the dream is how beautiful those colors were, and I was just beautiful blue jumping up and down, and close to me there were yellow and pink and gorgeous colors, all little spheres jumping up and down, very happy. So colors, yes, they're very important.
Thank you, August. Lucia.
Oh, thank you, Peter. For the first time, you say the full name.
Hey.
I just learned about it. So we're down through Magnificence. Let's keep going. Share, not teach. Teach is hierarchical. You're better than them, so you teach them things.
Yeah, the opposite of teach is cheat, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Peter, I have a short share. This is Jan. I feel like, I don't know if it's the accelerations or if it's just the trailing zeros or if it's, eliminating the gaps, but it seems to me that I am more quantumly entangled with everybody. I get a real reaction when I see people, the pictures that have been coming through and everybody's whole stories and the story from Puff Lori and Olga Lucia's, call me by my full name and Wendy's beautiful, pictures in her living room. Everything affects me now. I feel everybody and feel so close to everybody. It's really just beautiful. It is amazing. More so than usual.
Well, Shan, it's exactly what I'm wrestling with. We're going to make a major churn this quarter before the end of September because this communication is so valuable. But our constraints, physical constraints are email. Once you go past 125, you've exceeded the capacity. The iMessage, right now our capacity is 33. FaceTime is 33. We have iOS 14 coming in September. And my guess is FaceTime will be bigger. And I have an open question on iMessage. I don't have as good a feel for that. But at the end of September, because the RV probably will have happened, and we probably will all be able to have Apple products. That's different. Some people can afford to get those right away, like Paula Williams is trying to join this call. And Paula has a business and she has money and she works with Diane Carroll. And she and I went from ground zero to she joining this morning. I mean, she's fast.
Wow.
And she doesn't have any
Yay.
Apple products.
She's looking right now. She's going to look for her phone.
I can feel her excitement.
She is thrilled and has worked really hard to get here.
Well, she is in business with Diane.
Oh, she works with me.
Right.
Yeah, she's amazing.
And
Be a wonderful addition to our family.
She was born in 1957. Diane was born in 1963. Both of them were born on April 14th.
Oh, wow.
Which is very cool.
Yeah.
I love little coincidences.
Yeah.
Anyway, this next group, energy, healing edge, scrab, growth in the location, doctors, cancer, drugs, explosions, intermediary, media, chaos, lazy, busy, clues, government, secrets, lies, the corporation, toxins, birthright, casual, hierarchy, control, military, microwave, and stress are all things for us to master. And not to be bothered by. So if we want to master them, we have to understand them. But we don't have to use them. We use what we need in mastery, but the rest, forget it. But they are to be mastered. They're not to be ignored. They're not to be denied. 21 up. Now consider the rest of the 50. We have happy, fun, flow, blood, truth, strength, lightning, fire, smoke, metal. You know, you have different ages of cave people, or a little beyond cave people. They use bronze. And in 1947, we use metal. And not in a positive way.
Heavy metal.
Yeah. We have some who participated in that and have more than mastered it. So, if you add those, you have 50. Now, could we go beyond 50? Yes. technology has an apex. If you notice if some of you might watch golf, the apex with their technology. So the apex of this is 50. So I can add to it, but I won't. Because 50 is enough. 50 is the apex. So
Can you explain a little more about extreme heat?
that is lava, for example. Earthquakes, volcanoes. That was exactly the word that I ended up with. I couldn't do it in one word.
Global warming also, maybe. No.
Yeah.
Because I feel it's an issue today.
Correct.
We have very hot days sometimes, and people struggle with it.
Yes.
I figured this is sunshine. I figured it was just, you were talking about the extreme heat we're having in Southern California. We've never had into the hundreds.
Well, that's hot technology.
Yeah, in North California now, yesterday was 104, and that was very rare, but it was 140, and it's North California. It's in the north part.
And extreme heat picks up global warming, picks up earthquake, picks up volcano, lava. It picks all of this up. And I did not include the global warming, but that's a valid point.
It's supposed to be a solar minimum.
Well, we don't really know. We know about the last 500,000 supercycles. We just read it, except the last few words. And it's, well, no, there's more. Balance requires truth, love, positivity, and sharing. And we're working with 12.5 million spaceships. That's a lot. And Ashtar is the commander. And Ashtar replaced me. I was the first commander of Ashtar Command. But it was time to meet the people.
Good.
Here, can I ask a question about Ashtar? I've been reading some old channel messages. I think it was through a guy named George Van Tessel in about the 1950s, and also a lady named Tuella something or another. Anyway, they're channeled messages from Ashtar, and he refers to our planet, Earth, as Shan. And I wanted to know where I've heard all kinds of names for our planet, Gaia and Terra Christa and Terra, but Shan is a little bit different, but Ashtar refers to it through both of those different channels. So I wondered if you could say something about Shan.
I don't know about Shan, but I do know that you are every one of you today on this call are more advanced than Ashtar. Ashtar does not have the experience elements that you have.
He also calls us the children of Shan. So
right, and we're not.
Okay.
We're quantum.
Okay.
Yeah, we're supposed to be heart, aren't we? Developing that part.
I know. it was different for me. I don't know what it was like a different term for planet Earth that I'd heard.
Erica?
Yes.
This
We
is Nuno.
are a dot.
I love that.
And
We are a dot,
find
period.
Yeah.
out
That's a double dot.
We are all dot.
as a triangle.
That's why I love polka
Yeah.
dots. I love
And-
polka dots.
And we are tackling 50, 50, each of us. And we're mastering it. So that's Ashtar. Now we have one of Nuno's words. Zillions of other unique triangles. That's what we really are. That's a Greek word. Where a triangle have now joined. They're enjoying the same. But they don't know they're doing it. And for many of them, it will be trillions. A zillion, by the way, if you're very precise, is a trillion times a trillion. It's so big that it's absurd. So we use one simple number or term for a big number, and that's zillions. But it's very tricky, and there's a lot evolved. And to balance 50 different things with your dot being one of them, man, that's a big deal.
The dot can handle it.
It can. That's exactly right.
Now, that was a good point, Nuna.
The dot
Ah,
is
yes.
expandable, is that correct?
Pardon me?
It's endless.
The dot is expandable? Like a bubble? It's expandable?
Absolutely.
So we're also living on a dot then.
Yeah,
So we are dots living on a big
I
dot.
mean, and our dot are so evolved. We have so many experiences and practice that they're more than anybody else. Period.
Peter, if Astar is your friend, and did you ever talk about quantum to him? He doesn't want to be a quantum.
Oh, he does, but
No.
he's busy too. I mean, he has been in my house hundreds of times. We've been here about 5 years.
That's cool.
So he doesn't want to be a quantum because he's busy?
Oh no, he wants to be quantum, but you guys are busy, right? I mean,
Oh, yes.
and when we traveled last 2 weekends ago to Lake Martin, he sent 2 people with us. Those people were invisible. They're colored, but at one time I forgot, and I knew that they were there, and I was just working with them. But I boarded the plane early and left Nell, my wife, I left her luggage unattended. And boy, did I get in trouble for that.
You didn't pick up a baggage, Peter.
No, I just took my
You were
stuff
discarding
on the plane.
baggage.
Did you take your baggage?
He was furious. And rightfully so. I mean, they were good, but everything was fine. You know, I got on the plane and I near full.
As you do.
So, but with Ashtar, it won't take me long to bring him up our speed.
Is that why you said he is mostly quantum?
on the web page, you said Ashtar is mostly quantum.
Well, you just said he's not.
Mostly, what does that mean?
Yeah, I wrote that probably in 2013, and I have.
Yeah, I guess so. It's a.
Yeah, well, on one of the web
Well-
pages, you said Ashtar is mostly quantum. So
Yeah.
I was just wondering what mostly.
Probably near being quantum.
Well, because it was in 2013.
Yeah.
It's the new information has come in.
No, it isn't.
He's very close to Peter, so.
Peter, can I ask a question?
Please.
To bring him up to speed, will you be sharing experience filaments with him?
I really don't know what I'll do when it's time. Because I know his plate is full, and okay, here I am. So I'm saying the Galactic Federation,
Yeah, it's under Galactic Federation.
right?
So many choices.
No nukes, no flukes, no tapes.
Yeah, before that, yeah, you said Ashtar is mostly quantum.
Is near the surface of the Earth. I've done this test to see how far away I was from him. And the answer is 45 minutes. Sky people is over 3 super cycles. State that their spaceships are setting alive.
It's right at the top, Peter, not down there. Close
Which
to the
web
big-
page?
Home web page.
It's the home
Home
web
web
page.
page.
Yeah.
Under Galactic Federation.
Yeah, where you start with the Galactic Federation is somewhere in there.
So I don't see anything that
Well, maybe you have taken it out.
it could be.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I had this question, but I haven't got the opportunity to ask it since you mentioned him just now, so I thought.
go ahead, Judy.
No, that was the question. I had this
Okay.
question.
So, let me see. Where else it's mentioned? During 2020 to 22, Ashtar will physically join. That's still correct. Then you have the section on the Galactic Federation. And then for joining still looks to be the right time frame, 2020 to 2022. So those are mine.
It'll be exciting to see what full disclosure really looks like if everybody sees them or if some people don't see them.
Well, my pilot is Zora. And Zora said, well, I knew you'd find out. And of course, once you have the experiences and then know what works and know what doesn't work, and you do find out. And so, and now you found out. So, and we're sharing. So back to zillions and tri-angels becoming physical angels, masters, And by 2050, the zillions will be masters making no errors. And that's the crux of my question to you all. Pre-quantum and good and evil. Now, good and evil is pretty good. There's a place called Earth 2 created by Jesus, the prime creator, and Zoraya. They have the ability to do that, and it's done. And the good and evil people will live out their lifetimes there, and then they'll die, and then they'll come into, most of them in pre-quantum, but some of them in the quantum of masters and no errors. So now I'm going to go.
Before you go, Peter, I have a question about pre-quantum.
Okay.
This is a new term that you've recently used.
Yes.
And I was wondering if pre-quantum is same as stage 10 under the personal profile. Personal growth profile, you have all the stages of, from bacteria all the way to living quantum. So stage 10 is human starting return to quantum. So does your pre-quantum mean this group of people? Or
Judy, we won't know because there is no script until we become a master. Or we remain in a hierarchical system, which is pre-quantum. That's hierarchical. It's teach. It's not share.
So when you say pre-quantum, who are you referring to? Anybody, like we are returning to quantum, this group. So when you say pre-quantum, what do you mean?
I mean, there was a video that was done that couple. They're in Canada now. That was the most recent. And they listed 20 points tied to Nassar-Gassar, GCR. And it is those 20 points that are pre-quantum. It is no bias. 2 words. Or one word for us. And
That was Ildora and Simone.
yes,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, it's so far it's fun to watch. But Judy, does that answer?
No, not exactly.
Was that the first video or the second video? That
The
was
second,
the 20,
I
that
think.
listed the
The
20
second one
points.
is from Canada. The first one was, I don't remember now, but I think it was from the U.S.
So you're saying that things that they have listed in that video, that means pre-quantum.
Yes.
Okay.
Was that the one where they say to take care of yourself?
Well, between
other
the
one?
two, I haven't differentiated myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Wendy, that one is the second one.
Yeah.
Where they talk about taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
Is it okay to say that pre-quantum is closer to the quantum threshold?
Yeah, pre-quantum is.
Yeah.
It's to be pre-quantum is good.
Yeah, like the first responders in quantum webpage and I don't know, maybe firefighters.
But
In the
to be quantum, it's one word.
Yeah.
Words, no buttons. Would you rather have 20 rules or and hierarchical or one or two words, not 20 rules,
Yeah.
and non-hierarchical? That's the way to understand.
Yeah,
That's good. That clarifies.
that helps. Thank you. Thank you for asking the question.
Yeah, that's a great
Great
question.
question.
And Peter,
Yes.
here's where it says, Ashtar is mostly quantum on the web page.
It's hard to read. We can't read it.
Can't tell.
Lorraine.
It just looks like a
can't
big
read it.
white square.
Yeah.
Very bright.
That was cute.
How about now?
It looks a bit
Ah.
dotty, like a
that's
dot.
better.
That's good.
Ah.
That's way
Can
gooder.
see that.
Green.
Lorraine, do a screenshot.
Nice try.
I like that.
Oh God. This is an A team. It's the Q team, but it's an A team.
Right.
Q8 team, Quality is
Yeah.
for
Let me finish the rest.
Yes.
And
Yes.
go to question. So our Magnificence has orchestrated and approved all experiences in practice. Nobody else. The approved part, many others made you think it was them, but it wasn't. If it hadn't been approved by your Magnificence, it would not have happened. There are no exceptions. So, as you practice, Alex, each day, for example, she does her 30 hours of practice. That's all her Magnificence. All. As she completes her experiences and has her ahas and MDTs, that's all her Magnificence. So that's the first remotely and then directly. No exceptions. And there are no exceptions. We are our Magnificence, not our experiences in practice.
Yay.
Those are sparkly things that you hang on your triangle. But they have nothing to do with who you are. You are your Magnificence, period. Therefore, who we were in divinity, it's fun. But it's only a way to categorize your experience in practice. Judy was Plato. We all know about Plato. Hector is Plato. We have the cart, 1,000 seats, 999 passenger, and one driver. The driver changes. You have to know exactly when the driver changes. Exactly. It's a sub-inter-day event. And also, the riders on the left side see different things than the riders on the right side.
Yes.
It's very different. And the number used to be 1 million, but the star systems are now so different that there's a different type of car for each star system. So you still have your 1 million because you have 1,000 times 1,000. 1,000 star system, 1,000 people. But you don't use a car with 1,000,000 seats if you're going to Pleiades. Used to, but not anymore. But sometimes 1,000 is still 1,000,000. So there's no real change. There's just a whole
Simplification.
system is evolved. So the last we are magnificence. We are a magnificence. We are one.
Mhm.
So read that for you. Go back to the larger screen. And I like that. Question.
Yay!
Thank you.
Candy.
Thank you.
Yes.
It feels wonderful, Peter. Really.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, I really like that. You go through your website and line by line read it and explain things to us and give us an opportunity to ask you questions. That's really good.
So thank you, Judy.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Peter.
Peter.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Only
Peter.
over 15
Thank you.
years in preparation. It is.
Yes.
And
And Peter, to what you shared on there, only an ego or a trickster can get stuck on a divine name.
Right.
Not a mag.
just look at how you feel
Yeah.
about this meeting.
Yes.
I mean, we had 14 people that sent Paula a congratulations. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And that's how so many of us feel. Now, the ones that this doesn't flip their switch, then we've got to leave off the list.
Mhm.
And right now, there's a few that's over 100 in the star system, 1,000 star systems, looking at quantum. Well, what is it going to be as we go through the next 30 years? Ask yourself, are more going to join? And how do we communicate?
More fun.
Right. Because in all probability, end of 20, there will be millions in quantum.
Mhm.
And we want to help for them as we've done by sharing together, but we have to think 120.
Peter, come close.
You're cutting out.
Yeah,
Yes, thank you.
Oh, you're quick, Peter. You just jumped. You're very quick. Nice reflexes.
So we're at a turning point. And what I would love is if you have thought on what we do meet. And as we evolve this thing, we'll keep iterating
Integrating.
until we get to something that we're all happy.
Yeah.
But our objective is based on daily hits. We're running over 100. by 2050, my guess is we'll be running in the middle. How do we share what we have and accelerate for everybody? I've had a rule with myself. Nothing of substance has not been put on the website. So in other words, many times I'm including, but everything that has permanent is on. And it's me asking you questions and looking at your response. And I mean, I have wanted to do the whole thing for everybody since it was started December 4th, 2000. But it wasn't until about 4 weeks ago when Nuno started to ask questions about dots that everything from the beginning, before we did anything, all the way through till today. So quantum is one, but as more and more share that oneness, amazing thing. And this is the apex example. I mean, what more can you share than from the beginning? And now it really wasn't even endless till today.
Yeah. Wow.
Major.
Yeah. Who's talking? Somebody's talking.
I have a question, Peter.
Yes.
If it's okay. On the web page 23 Profound Steps, on number 2, you talk about air, breath, weather, destroy, and liquid, drink, swim, enjoy, destroy, blood, ice, earth, physical body, destroy. And destroy is capitalized, and of course it's in magenta, but I'm curious why that word is in there.
Because that's how you change. What did we do with land? We used extreme heat and plowed it under and found out we got 2 million people that don't have bodies. And we don't know what to do with it. Yes. So what did we? We started over. We plowed it under. We did the same thing in 50,000 years ago. Yeah. Different approaches. For example, we've gone over 100 days of having zero COVID incidents in New Zealand.
That what, Peter?
Yeah, I didn't hear.
What have we had?
About COVID-19.
Oh.
Yeah.
Zero what?
Death.
Oh, yeah.
In the last 100 days. And yet in the U.S. we have about 25% of the world deaths each day.
Toxins.
But that's wrong.
More toxins in the U.S.
It's been hacked.
Well,
it's all a hoax.
And all kinds of laziness. And I'm too busy to learn anything new. So busyness, and laziness, and lack of discipline. I don't even have discipline yet.
Maybe lies too.
Pardon me?
It may also be lies.
That's
Yeah,
what I said.
the secrets and lies and the government, and I mean, it's any of those words.
Yeah, because like what I got these last few days is that the situation in Brazil, for instance, that they are having the average amount of deaths that they have that they had last year.
Yeah.
So it was a big deal, but last year, if everybody thought about it, but this year we have COVID, so we have a good excuse to look at them.
Yeah.
Or at least they have a good excuse to look at those deaths. But it's not pandemic for sure.
Yes.
In my point of view, just
Yeah.
The pandemic is a good word.
Yeah.
yeah.
Scandemic.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And
It's
It's
even
an
better.
example of creating bias. It's
Yeah.
labeling.
They are the people that will one day, very soon, hopefully, wake up
Planet
on
2.
Earth too.
Can't hear you.
They're so bad that you put them in a different place.
Will there be a version of us in Planet 2?
No.
As a clone.
So they will be on their own.
Yeah.
Yes.
That will be tough.
They'll be in a Wild West. Everybody trying to take the gold.
Yeah.
Well,
Peter, I have a
Yes.
question. The homepage, you mentioned partial bodies. Can you talk about that?
Partial what?
Bodies.
Partial.
Partial.
Disabilities. Disabilities.
Yeah, like you have hip
Just
replacement.
lose a limb or an arm or a leg.
Oh, I see.
Well, once a body becomes quantum, once you have taken and given yourself stereo for quantum love, quantum knowledge, quantum balance, your body is an instrument. For example, when I get up in the morning, every once in a while, I'm tired. And I know that I've far away from that before. And that's really valuable to me to know that. Left
I'm sorry. I would like to listen to that last part, Peter.
Yeah, I didn't hear
For
that
me,
either.
for me, it's cutting a little bit.
It is
Okay.
coming
Me
out.
too.
But he has traveled far
Far
away
away
from
from
his body.
From
That's
the
why
quantum
he's
analog.
tired. And that's why
Yeah.
he's
Quantum
tired.
I think the
analog.
word traveled cut out there.
Oh, what happened?
Okay.
Oh.
So I'm good.
Were you traveling somewhere?
I don't know what happened here. So Peter's gone. Looks like.
We lost
Oh,
the
I'm
other people.
still here.
He was going a bit dotty.
Traveled.
We didn't hear what you last said.
Okay. I said that my body is a valuable piece of my quantum. For example, each morning I will use my quantum skills of cheating away on my wife to empty her gaps of the day before. Another example is if I am really tired, I know I have from my body a
That makes sense. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm.
And Peter, we are
Yes.
over an hour into the call now.
Okay. Thank you, Noreen.
Mhm.
So, any more questions?
I think you've covered it all.
Thank you so much. I have to go because my family's waiting to go out to eat. So
Hey, enjoy yourself.
oh, enjoy
Yeah,
my
enjoy your day with the family.
Lovely to see you.
Have a good day.
Have a great time.
Have a
Very
wonderful
blessed.
weekend.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you for coming.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye,
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, everybody.
Bye, Sonny.
Bernadette.
Thank you.
Thank you.